Hi, well, this is Anne-Marie Barakoff. This is our last sort of fourth session. I'm a network marketer, retired teacher, enjoying some supplementary income, building my little nest egg through network marketing. And we've been looking at home business and setting goals, setting simple goals. We've looked at basically one format, and I'll just quickly review this again in terms of setting goals. I definitely recommend that you also get a piece of paper, pen or pencil, draw yourself one straight line, label it A. On the other side, draw another straight line, label it B. This line will represent goal A, which is where you are now, with reasons why you may or may not be happy. And goal B represents where it is that you wish to be, if you had lots of dreams and lots of ideas of what you would like to be potentially. How you join them is your choice. You can do them in a very complicated way, or you can do them in a straight line, because the theory is that the fastest, simplest way of joining two goals or distances is with a straight line. So what we'll do now is basically look at the last little exercise on excuses and objections and how to overcome them with two goals. And I find that talking with as many home business people as I do, that they do have a lot of questions, but unfortunately they also have a lot of excuses, and that's very sad to see, because they will allow one thing to kind of block their way and not kind of find out anything else. Excuses are not really physical things in the environment. They're basically just mental ideas or impressions or energies, whatever, that exist basically in your mind, and they're connected to old ways of doing things or conditioning or hearsay. And the one question, if I could ask, being a teacher, I guess I could never understand why people would allow themselves to get shackled by one excuse based on an old idea or a conditioned response, and not really get some education or some empowerment. So let's have a look at the different kinds of excuses and objections that come up that often will stop people. The buck stops here kind of thing, and they don't kind of have any further exploration of what's possible. A common one, of course, is paralysis by analysis, favorite term, where people get so involved in trying to analyze everything that they really can't make a decision, because it's just way too much information for them to try to assimilate. Another excuse people have is, well, I'm not a very good communicator. I don't speak very well. I'm not a public speaker. I don't write. I can't write blogs or articles, so this is not really for me. Is this about selling? I mean, do I need to know psychology, persuasion? Do I need to how to close a sale? I'm not good at this. I don't like it. Don't need to do that. I have no experience. The good news here, based on the duplication models of network marketing, you don't need experience, because you use things like leverage and duplication, and that's explained in another workshop. Some people say, well, I have no money, my funds are low, but you can start a home-based business for anywhere from $40 to $120 a month. So if you take this $40 option, it's basically $1.50 a day to have a home business, whereby you're qualified to earn commissions. I mean, you've got to check these kinds of opportunities out. People say, well, I have no time, and that's good reason, because we are in a very time pressurized kind of society. Do a 3 steps plan, just something that's very simple. We'll explain that. And if you have people that say to you, well, let me think it over, usually what this means is that you've given them too much information, and they can't make a decision if you have more than 2 or 3 things to think about. So what are the alternatives? We're talking about 2 goals. Number 1, you need to educate, empower, and welcome change based on education and empowerment. You can do this through a very simple mini program for Maxi Profits, something that's basically delivered in 1 hour. This is good for your own programming and learning. It's also very good to pass on to other people. Number 2, you want to do a simple 3 steps marketing plan. This is basically sharing a phone number, sharing a website that has more information based on interest from the phone number, and then a read and share roadmap to success that basically summarizes current trends, marketing plans or strategies, and action steps. And this can also be delivered in about 1 hour's time as well. So what's important here is to understand that when we say that you need to educate, empower, and change yourself, I mean, this is a huge order. I mean, this is a tall order to kind of do this and do it in a fairly relatively small space of time. So what we have here, as I mentioned, a program here called a mini program for Maxi Profits. And what it is basically, and here's the key to your success, is it's a standard information tool that explains the network marketing 3 principles for success. It maximizes the content, it minimizes the time and cost, and it enforces the value, including personal affirmations and personal belief systems. This is an amazing tool if it can all be brought together as one thing to share. This program can share it. You can see the benefits are that it's 100% generic. It's based on professional expertise. It's a comprehensive overview, including how our economy is changing. It has credibility, third-party proof that it works. Lots of visual diagrams, because sometimes a diagram can explain a very complex word meaning. It has a 1-page concept map, and in order to start a business, you've got to see how all the pieces fit together. One of the worst things to do is to get started or go for 2 or 3 months and then stop, because the rest of the potential is ahead of you. This is the one that I really like, in the fact that it has inbuilt training systems, so you don't have to go out there and tell people about this. You basically tell them, have a look. You can educate and empower yourself. It helps you reset belief systems to be more positive. It's very cost effective. It's about $20. It's very time efficient, about 1 hour to deliver. It has a checklist for getting started right, so you know exactly what you have to do with step 1, step 2, step 3. There's a cash flow projection for people who may not be familiar with the residual income potential. You can see how this works over a period of a few months. And it has some links to internet marketing and social media for people that want to look at that particular aspect. So all of this together is in one information tool. And this is basically what you would use at this point to eliminate most of these excuses, because these are really not rational if you really have a look at this mini program for Maxi Profits. The last thing I'll leave you with is the simple saying that until you have an asset where you can use information tools to expand your knowledge and time, it is difficult to go beyond physical limitations. And that could be working in an office, working in a town, working for 8 hours a day, or whatever the case might be. This, I do believe, is the standard tool that can work for you 24/7 worldwide, and it helps to eliminate these excuses and objections. So the last question before we leave, and I do thank you for your time and participation, is are you ready for better? Why? How can we help you? And if you're not, then let us know also why not, why you're not ready, and perhaps we can solve some of your excuses for you as well. So thank you again for your time and